we're back. Portland Sports Beat, everybody.
You are?
I'm Michelle Cruz. I was actually going to introduce you.
You were going to introduce me? That's so nice.
I was going to be polite.
I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. Why don't you do that, please?
And this is Brad Stein.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. I'm sorry that I was not here last week.
Yeah, so you just said welcome back to me. You mean welcome back to you. You're the one who took off. You were ill.
Yes.
You weren't feeling well, so you decided to take a day off.
I was so sick. It was something that I wasn't able to hide.
I know. When people get sick, they really shouldn't come to work, even though when I was extremely ill, I still showed up here the first day with you co-hosting the show. Do you remember that?
That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. I was a smart one.
Anyways, welcome to PortlandSportsBeat.com. We're live on Comcast Channel 22. You can watch this show on a replay Friday, 11:30 p.m. on Channel 11 and Monday, Channel 23. We had a busy week in sports. So when we have a busy week in sports, that requires a scintillating show, and that's exactly what we brought for you today. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Because you weren't here.
I'm sorry.
For any of those events.
Let's go back a little bit. Was that your word of the day?
Scintillating is my word of the day. Yes. You pick up quick. Okay. So on camera you listen, just off camera you don't. That's good to know.
I like to make you think that.
Okay. So yes, we were all out and about.
Yeah, you guys were all over the place, huh?
Yeah, and you weren't there, so you got to miss out. But it's a great show coming up for you today. We have Benson High School track coach Leon Mckenzie. Jasmine Mckenzie, +1, will tell us how the sport has changed over the last couple decades. And in about 20 minutes, Ryan, PJ, and myself, we were on location at Blazers practice facility covering the Nike Hoop Summit.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. I'm sorry that I missed out on that party.
Oh, you missed it.
But you guys did a good job on coverage,
You could have met
right?
Myers Leonard. You would have had to stand on about 6 chairs or a couple ladders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you still maybe would have come up to his waist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we really pumped you up good on this chair. So that's good to know.
He loves insulting me. Makes him feel better.
It's all good stuff. So we got some good footage and interviews coming up. We have Aaron Gordon, who I got to interview, and Rondé Jefferson, no relation to George or Wheezy. And then in 40 minutes, you remember Wheezy? Isn't that before your time?
Let's continue.
Okay. And then in 40 minutes, we have Tristan Anastas of Wilson High School track and Eli Pecsoc for Liberty track. They will be here and they will be interviewed, and it's going to be just a wonderful show.
It sounds like it's going to be spectacular.
No, it sounds like it's going to be scintillating.
I'm already scintillated.
Okay, and you should be. You should be. So should we throw it over? I don't have a basketball today, so maybe I can.
Do a metaphorical toss. Just do it.
Okay, we'll just do that. So, okay, since it's track and field, not basketball, I'm going to pretend I'm going to throw a shoe. How about that? Can I throw a shoe? Here we go.
Did you do it?
No, I'm trying to get it off. Okay, so I have it here, but would you like to do the honors?
No, I don't.
This is the shoe. So since it's track, I know this is, and if you want to get a close-up on this, these are the shoes that I wear to the studio. It has nothing to do with track and field. I'm not going to run in this. You're not going to run in it.
You should just move it over because this guy's going to take
we have 28 seconds to kill right now, so we're talking about this shoe. I'm going to throw this over to PJ. He's going to run and show this is all about track and field, so you need good shoes. You need to be in good condition, and of course you need a wonderful coach, and that's what we have here today. That's Leon Mckenzie. This is going to be a great show. Heck yeah.
I'm excited.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I was sitting on the interview instead of here at the desk.
I know.
But then I would miss your beautiful company, and life would not be the same without you.
That's so sad.
Okay. All right, we're going to throw it over to PJ. So here it goes.
Oh, jeez. Ridiculous, Brad. Ridiculous. All right. I am here with Benson Track. We have Coach Leon and Jasmine. So why don't we start with Jasmine? Why don't we start with you? Maybe introduce yourself and give the people at home a little bit of information about yourself.
Well, I'm Jasmine Mckenzie. I run the 4x1, the 100. I do triple jump and long jump, and he's my grandpa.
He's your grandpa.
Yeah.
So how long have you been here in the Portland area?
Well, I was born here, but I've been living in Mississippi, so I just moved here this year to be with my grandpa so he can coach me.
So what has it like been having your grandpa as your coach?
It's good, but sometimes it's kind of hard because I know he expects me to do really well, and I don't want to let him down. so I try to always do my best.
Good. Well, I think we're going to get a little bit into the relationship a little bit later, but I'm glad you could make it onto the show.
Me too.
All right, Coach, why don't you introduce yourself and kind of let the people at home know a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Leon Mckenzie, and I'm the head track coach of Benson High School. This is my 29th year. I don't know where the time has went. I can't believe it's 29 years. I'm 37 years coaching all told. And she didn't mention that she's also been running track since she's been about in diapers. And so she's a track veteran.
So you've been at Benson for quite a few years, and you've been kind of through some of the ups and downs that the Benson program has been on, and kind of seen how it's kind of changed through the years.
Yeah, you know, and when I first started school, we were 2,000 students, and at that time, from '85 to 2005, I would say we had unprecedented success. We had just had a tremendous long run of excellence, establishing all kinds of state records and a lot of states best every year, numerous All-Americans. It's like 72 individual state titleists, 115 including relay state titleists, #1. But now we're 800 students, not 2,000. And with the advent of gentrification, a lot of families have moved out to the Gresham area, Vancouver, Beaverton, and there's not a lot of kids left in the inner core. Plus, we got a sabotage going on with the district. I mean, for instance, last year, 550 kids applied to Benson. Portland Public Schools said Benson can only accept 225 of that number. In part because they're trying to save Roosevelt, Jefferson, and Madison, and trying to up those neighborhood schools, and they have to do it and take away from Benson to accomplish it. So it's kind of destroying our school and who we are, and so we're just not able to field the kind of team that we've fielded in the past. But we still got some good individuals like Jasmine and about 4 or 5 other kids that are really good competitors, and I think will make some noise this year at the city and state meet.
So as a coach, how do you kind of deal with those kind of challenges? How can you go out and affect a difference within the community?
Well, at this point, you know, you can't, it's out of control in terms of you being able to benefit from, just track speaking, in terms of you'd be able to benefit from your work. For instance, if I work with a bunch of 5th graders, 6th graders, and I work with them for 4 or 5 years, which I've done in the past many, many times, well, it's not a given that they'll be able to even get into Benson, let alone come to Benson. And so somebody else will get your work. That's happened to me a lot too in the past. Somebody else gets the work that you put in. And so it's hard to control the track thing. So what I said is, for my remaining years, I'll just take the kids what I have, no matter where their talent level is, and just try to coach them up the best that we can. But you know, we still at this point don't compare to, you know, the Jesuits of the world and those kinds of schools.
So how can you go out and, like, people in the community wanted to try to help out with something like that? How can people in the community get involved to help out?
Well, hopefully, I think the first thing they would want to know is, why is the school district trying to systematically destroy a school or gut a school that has been traditionally a great school, where kids not only qualify, a lot of kids that go on to 4-year universities, but have kids work ready too, in terms of being a technical school. So I think that's the first thing, and is just talking to our school board and the superintendent and saying, wait, what's going on? Because they give us a lot of political answers and just kind of do what they want to do. So, but I just think it's a travesty and a shame that you take a school that has a great track record and then you just gut it to save the other schools. So I call it mediocrity through parity, or parity through mediocrity is what I call it.
So when you talk about your previous track record, where was Benson at in the years past?
Well, during the 80s, early 80s and the late 70s, Benson always had a lot of bodies, especially at the freshman and sophomore levels. But when it came to varsity, it never came to fruition. And I just think at that point it was probably a lack of commitment and vision. When I say lack of commitment, I mean nobody took track. They only did track from March to May, and you were done. Well, I came in with a different whole attitude. Track, if you're not in another sport, then it starts in the summertime. And we go 7-8 months before the season even starts. And that allows you to build a lot of dynamic power and coordination and work on kids' inherent weaknesses so you can build it. Because if you only do it 2 months, you can't really accomplish anything in 2 months except for your freakish athletes that are already great athletes and they'll do well. But how about that kid that's just kind of in the middle but needs a lot of work? So that's where we've kind of laid our hat on for years in terms of what we call early season development, and it's paid great dividends for us.
So, you've kind of now get a taste of what that's like. Do you do any other sports besides track?
Yeah, I play volleyball and basketball. So I wasn't able to train with them on the off season, but basketball and volleyball, it helps you with coordination and jumping and all that too. So it's kind of a stepping stone for track.
So is track, is that something that you kind of see as, kind of something that you want to do like when you get done with school, like going on to the next level?
Yeah, I would love to. I've done track since I was young. So it's just a matter of getting better. I don't feel that I'm at the level that I should be, and I need to get better in order to do what I want to do.
So, growing up with family members, your uncle and your dad both very heavy into the track, and your grandpa saying that you've been doing it since you were in diapers. What has it been like kind of growing up in that atmosphere with a family of athletes?
I mean, it's pretty fun when we all do stuff as a family. We go outside, lift weights, work out. We've done that over the summer a lot. So, I mean, it keeps me in shape. It's not so much of, oh, I got to work out, I have to do this. It's more fun. It's normal.
So what do you like to do outside of track to have some fun?
I love to hang out with my friends, have sleepovers. We're always at the house because a lot of people that are my friends are close to him too, so it's kind of like a family thing. And just hang out pretty much. So you live with your grandpa? Yeah.
Yeah. So is it kind of hard to when you're living with your coach and does that make it more difficult?
Not really. He's really on me about the stuff that I eat. Like if I go out and I have McDonald's, I kind of have to hurry up and eat it before he gets home or hide it because he'll get on me. But it's also nice because he stays on me. Like take your vitamins, eat healthy, drink a lot of water. So that helps too.
Just tell him it's a veggie burger.
Hey, you can't run fast unless muscle's the only thing that creates force, not fat.
Yeah. So, talk a little bit about you guys were out at the meet out at Wilson. So, talk about the meet for you and kind of how it went for you.
The meet went pretty well. The relay, I think my leg was pretty well, but we could have did better as a team. My 100, I didn't do good, but I did PR in my long jump. My right ankle is kind of messed up, so I'm going off my left, and it's kind of new to me, but I jumped better than I did on my right, so I guess I did pretty good.
So you say that your ankle is hurt. What happened there?
I was playing basketball, and I came down from a layup in practice, and I kind of twisted it, and like a few days later, it was hurting, but it was okay. I continued to play on it in games and stuff. And I thought I was okay. I came to track, and I was running, and I was jumping, and it wasn't good. So I kind of have to stay off of it. I ice it and wrap it every track meet, every practice.
So the kind of training that you have to do for track and what kind of care do you have to take of your body after meets or practices?
Ice a lot, stretch a lot, and for me, do exercises for my ankle, balance and stuff. So doing that kind of stuff helps your muscles recover from a long day of running and jumping. Do
you have to ice like your ankle, your knee, your hips, and everything, or is it kind of specified to like an injury? Or
well, most people take ice baths, but I don't really like those. So
a little too cold.
Yeah.
So you sound like you had that PR in that meet, so it was a pretty good meet. How did Benson do as a team?
I think we did okay. We weren't really going into it trying to win it all. We were just trying to, have people do their personal best. So I think we did pretty good with, doing the best that we could.
And we're strictly a big meet team. In the past, we used to win every invitation here from Centennial to Lake Oswego to all the meets, but that's when we had a full complement of over 100 kids on the team. And so at this point, when it turns into bodies, like you have a 16 meet and a team has a lot of bodies, we're just not going to do well. Our biggest success will come at the biggest dance, which would be the state meet, because we don't have a lot of bodies like some schools. Some schools like Clackamas, Jesuit, Lincoln got over 200 kids on their team. So you can just have an average athlete with all those bodies and still do well. But what I like about the state meet is the cream rises all the way to the top. And so we'll be a bigger player than that. But we'd be happy if we could just be in the top 5. You know, that's kind of our goal. In past years, we go in and say our goal is to win it, but we don't quite have that artillery. So if we could somehow sneak out of there, you know, in the top 5, we'd be more than happy with that.
You know, Portland's, and especially Benson, has been known for having that top talent. Where do you think that comes from?
Well, you know, of course, you have to have the genetics. I mean, I've had a lot of the kids that I've coached, you know, I know their parents, and I know their DNA before they even get there. So that's been helpful. But you have to be well coached, too. And the kids have to buy what the coach is selling. And if they don't, then it's hard for them to, you know, accentuate their talents. And so there's a lot of work that goes into that. And we do a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, in the summertime, I'll take all my runners and I'll go to Adventist Hospital and have them dunked. Because I need to know before we start our training program what am I working with? How much muscle am I looking at? How much fat am I looking at? And what are the protocols and what do we need to work, where are we trying to get? And then we plan a program based on that. So it involves everything from balance work to Pilates to lots of weightlifting, a lot of hill running, just all different kind of modalities that we work on with the kids during those off seasons. So.
You know, when I was in high school, I was friends with a lot of people in track. I didn't do track in high school, but that definitely was nothing like that. Is that something that a lot of programs do, or is that something kind of specific to Benson?
I don't know if a lot of programs, I haven't seen, and I can't answer that question. But I think for a city school and for any city school to compete against suburb schools with such an economic difference, I feel like we have to be able to do, we have to do that to get it done. And you know, and it's no secret that I've coached a lot of kids from single parent homes and sometimes from dysfunctional situations. But what's lovely about that is a lot of them have risen above that, went on to do great things in track, graduate from college, and now a lot of them are professionals in the community and stuff. So I think more than all the championships, it's what you do for kids and how you mentor kids to be able to go to a new level in their own life. And I think that's been the most gratifying in terms of my whole coaching career. If you see all the college graduates, you'd be shocked at how many college graduate professionals that we have just off our team over the years. So I feel really good about that.
And is that something you attribute to the community as well? Is there a lot of support for track inside the community?
I wouldn't say that. That's why I'm coaching little kids track again. I needed that like a hole in the head, but I'm doing it again just to, you know, keep track going in the community. I don't like to see it die because there's a lot of talented kids, and there's so many things you can teach through coaching, you know, commitment, dedication, attitude, never give up, you know, all those things, all the same intangibles you can transfer from the track right over into the classroom. So, but you asked the question, I think it's a tribute to our coach. I got a great coaching staff. I think some of the greatest coaches, I mean, all of them could have been head coaches if they wanted, and they've all been with me a long time, 15, 20, 25 years, and very, very knowledgeable, and we all committed in the same direction. So I think that's been a big, big plus in terms of our program. Real dedicated staff, and they show up too. We don't get paid in September and October and November and December, but that's not the goal. We don't care about the money. We care about personal development of each kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So real quick, looking forward to the rest of the year for you, kind of what's your outlook for the rest of the year as state approaches?
The rest of the year, I'm going to try to first get through districts and then go to state and try to do well.
All right, so do you have any predictions for how you'll do when you get to competitions, districts and stuff?
I think I'll be fine at districts. State, I think I can place in the long jump, maybe in the triple jump because of my ankle, and the relay, the 100, it's kind of iffy right now, but I'm sure we might do good.
All right, well, good luck to you
Thanks.
as the year goes on, and hopefully we'll be hearing more from you as the state playoffs roll around.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Coach, one last question for you. If you had a message for the Portland Public Schools, what would your message be to them?
Don't try, you know, don't break what's already working, you know. And you got a great school, and the Portland Public Schools should be doing everything to even make the school more effective than it was even in its heyday. And so I guess that would be my message. It's just so sad to see the Portland Public Schools doing it to a school that has a proven track record. You know, so I'm bothered by that. So I just hopefully that some people will hear this and have something to say about it. Yeah, so.
All right. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes. So if Benson High School, if you have some free time, it's a great track program out there. Go out, enjoy an afternoon watching these young high school athletes sport in what they're doing. And we have some highlights from the Wilson track meet that we're going to go ahead and we're going to play for you so that everyone can kind of see what's going on with Benson. So let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Hope you enjoyed that.
I'm sorry, I was totally waving my hand at him because I wanted to just give him the hand.
You were giving me the why were you giving me the hand?
Because
we just had a great interview.
We had an amazing interview, and I don't want to interrupt it with your shenanigans.
Okay, my shenanigans. Okay, that's interesting. What do you think that's like to have your grandfather as your track coach?
You know what? Considering their relationship, it sounds amazing.
It really does.
Yeah, I would love to have my grandpa be my coach, and
you would?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like my grandfather. He used to always yell at me for playing basketball in the house and say, I can't stomach you. And I never understood what that word meant. But I learned, my years went on, I learned what that meant. But yeah, that would be really weird. But I'm happy you
Weird
find
for
it.
you.
Weird for me, but not for you.
I didn't get that vibe.
Okay. Well, you never played basketball when you were 8 years old in your grandpa's house and threw the ball and broke a whole bunch of stuff, I suppose. You wouldn't do something like that.
No, I would never.
She
That's
would
what
never.
the boys do.
That's what the boys do. That's right. But hey, good coach. So.
No, that actually I wanted to highlight on one thing. Coach Leon Mckenzie did not, he said, it is top talent, and he kind of grazed on, the coaching aspect, but I think a lot of it has to do with the coach, and he didn't compliment himself enough as to how dedicated and understanding and positive he was. And I think it takes, a great coach to
But what he was saying, he was implying that it also takes genetics.
Yes.
You need genetics to be a great runner.
Yeah.
And to do track and field.
That's true.
He wanted to give the credit to his athletes, and
absolutely.
I don't blame him. I thought that was very wonderful. If I was a coach, that's exactly how I would be. I'm sure you'd be the same, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would actually.
So do you want to introduce the next segment we have?
Yeah,
We have a great interview.
Looks like the Nike Hoop Summit.
That's true, where you weren't there. Is that correct? Where were you? Oh, you were getting a pedicure or manicure, doing your nails, doing your hair, doing something like that. But that's okay.
Volunteering.
Or volunteering. Yeah. But anyways, it was a great interview. It happened to be with Aaron Gordon. Cool. And we're going to show that right now.
Well, tell us about him a little bit.
Well, what do you want to know? He's a forward.
Okay.
Very good basketball player. His brother plays in the NBA. And I'll tell you what, I did the interview, and he was one impressive young man, very articulate, very down to earth. And the way I interviewed him, it wasn't just what PJ does over here in the pit. He happened to be playing basketball with me. I was rebounding for him, looking like, and then he even had me play defense. I said, and you'll see, I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but Aaron Gordon, he's going to be a very, very good basketball player. He's going to the University of Arizona. He has committed. He's from San Jose, California. You're going to enjoy it, so watch it and have a good time.
I don't know. They got me running around all over the place, but I'll play any position you want me to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you like that so far?
Oh, I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
They treat you well?
They treat me good. We got good stuff to eat. Got good gear. Oh, got good gear. It's a good spot. It's a good spot.
Have you made a decision about where you're going to play college ball?
You said, have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, University of Arizona. Yep. Dang. I was very. Huh? They have dentistry in their training room. And that was absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen that before. It's a crazy training room. Crazy training room.
What did you like about Arizona?
What?
What did you like about Arizona?
It's a shooting program. Sean Miller's a very intense coach. They got good players. I'm very fond of the players on that team. They have a good setup. They're losing 3 of their seniors that make up for a lot of the scoring. So I'm going to have to come in and make up a lot of the scoring. So it's a good setup for me.
What type of player are you? More inside, outside?
All over. I'm a transition player, but I can pretty much play all over.
Who do you look up to on the next level?
On the next level?
Yeah.
Oh, all those guys, man. They're all professionals. They're all extremely good at what I do, and I like that a lot. I like to watch those guys play.
How does that motivate you to become a better all-around player, watching guys like LeBron and Kevin Durant?
Well, I mean, I chose to do basketball for my life, and seeing other guys doing the exact same thing and being extremely good at it just makes me want to get to that point in my life where I'm on the same stage as them.
Who has been like the biggest inspiration of your basketball career?
Magic Johnson.
Magic?
Yeah, definitely.
What did you like about Magic?
He's a 6'9" point guard that can dribble. Yeah. Yep.
How much did you really get to watch Magic? What are you, like 18?
Huh? 17.
Yeah, 17.
I just watched a lot of highlights. I've seen the passes he makes like that. The ones where he brings it across his body, around his back like that. So it kind of, Magic made me understand that you can be a 1 through 5. He also showed me that you can be a leader on the court. He showed me with one player can actually win a game for you in basketball, and you need 5, but one player can win the game for you.
Would you rather have the game-winning shot or a game-winning pass?
I'd rather have the game-winning shot. I mean, I'll take assists all day over points. I'll drop dimes all day over points. But when it comes down to the game-winning shot, I'd rather have that.
If Dwight Howard was here, how willing would you be to post him up? If he said, come over here, post you up, let's see what you got.
Dwight, I would not be willing to post up, but I would.
Go around him?
I would do that. Oh, no, not that right there. I wouldn't do that. I would definitely call him out onto the perimeter, though. And I would definitely dribble around him.
So what are you going to bring to the game Saturday?
I'm just going to try and bring leadership. I mean, there's a lot of good guys on here. Everybody's going to go for their stats. I'm not even worrying about stats whatsoever. I'm looking to lead my team on the defensive side and make sure we're fluent over there. So I'm not worried about getting my shots up. I'm not worried about looking good to the crowd or anything like that. I'm looking about getting the win for the USA.
Where'd you get those shoes?
Oh, USA gave them to us, so it's practicing. I'm glad they did because I didn't bring any this trip, so I'd have been playing barefoot if they didn't give us any shoes.
What size are those, you don't mind?
16.
Are they comfortable?
They're pretty comfortable. They're pretty comfortable. Oh.
Were you at the Les Schwab invitation?
Yeah.
How did you do over there?
Very well. I think I averaged like 32 points or 33 points in that tournament. So I did pretty well.
What have you improved since then?
Jump shot. Yeah.
What was wrong with it before?
I wasn't confident in it. That's basically the only thing wrong with it now, too. Once I get my confidence in it, it usually goes in. I've been shooting with the wrong fingers, but now I'm starting to go back to it. So with the confidence thing, it was just rolling off the wrong fingers because I wasn't so certain I wanted to shoot it. But now I just know how to shoot it off the 2 fingers, so it's coming along, improving every day.
Who helped you the most with your shot?
Nobody, just me. I mean, everybody tells me what I need to do, and I just take it in. Each person, I pick up a little thing. Same release point, balance, coming off your 2 fingers, all in one motion, hold your follow through, right over the front jar, get it up and over, a lot of stuff, you know, just over the years. Over the years.
In off season, how often do you practice by yourself with friends?
I play every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
You play pickup games or practice?
I don't know, whatever is presented to me. If it's an open gym and I'm just shooting, then I'll go hard. I'll work on attacking moves, dribbling. I'll work on my jumper a lot. But we do play open gym. We do play open gym and have pickups at the park. So I try and play every day, unless I'm hurt. And then I'll probably just go shoot.
What's your favorite thing about basketball?
I like everything that you can do with it. There's so much you can be so like deceptive with the ball, you know what I mean? That's my favorite thing about it.
Oh, don't embarrass me. All right.
Oh, he's giving me the jumper and I'm not knocking it down. There we go. Oh, he's playing great defense right now. Oh!
It's the hair, man.
Oh my gosh. He's locking me up. You should be on this USA team. Oh man. There we go. Dang, there's one. I know. I'd be playing football.
Playing high school?
Yeah. I started as a running back and defensive end and kick returner, and then I'd probably, because I got taller, I'd probably transition to wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I'd be playing football.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't play tight end because I don't like coming across the middle. Oh, no, I definitely like the physicality, but when I'm looking at the ball this way and someone's coming to kill me, that's not okay.
No, okay.
So I'll just burn people on the outside. Or slant across. I'll slant, deep slant, or hook, or just fade. A lot of things you can do with football. So that would have been my second sport.
How much does playing football help with your basketball game?
A lot.
A lot?
It makes me like physicality. I do like the physicalness of basketball.
Get underneath, you like to play a little inside?
Man, I can't.
Not when you... Wrap it up, Mckenzie. All right, we're pretty much done. Thank you very much for your time. And talk to you Saturday and throughout your career, man. Really appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Just hit 1-3 for us. Right? Just think about it. One guy complete. Just 1-3.
No, sir. No, sir. That's it.
Welcome back to Portland Sports Beat. What did you think of my deadly D?
Did
you like it?
Great, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
learned
doing
that.
my abs a favor. All the
Okay.
giggling.
Okay.
It's awesome.
You were wondering where I was. You said, you're not on camera. You're not doing the interview. I said, look at the defense. You saw the jacket. You saw the hand.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask
you,
PJ
you
how
were
many shots
really
he missed
getting
in a row.
into
Yeah,
it.
you better believe I was. 7 shots in a row he missed with that deadly D.
Really?
Yeah, I learned
A
that
little.
from Myers Leonard. That's right. Not a joke.
Let me just get
you
you.
just put a hand in the face. He couldn't see. He said, hey, that's good defense, Brad. That's good defense. He was giving me credit.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh,
No
okay.
joke. No joke.
I can see that.
Yeah. You want to hear a better one? What happened over there at the Nike Hoops Summit?
Yeah.
Okay, we're interviewing, minding our own business, having a good time, enjoying. I'm with Ryan Johnson and PJ. PJ goes, the interviewer that is, PJ Miller. He says, that's Caleb Canales, the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. I go, really? Who are you talking about? PJ says, the guy right over there. He goes, that's him. Let's go talk to him. I'm like, this guy's taller than me, and I'm not short. This guy's about 6'3". Caleb Canales is 5'7" with high heels on.
Oh, my
Couldn't believe it.
gosh.
And Pete, look at his face. He got him. Yeah, it was great. It was great. So we played it out. I said, okay, look, we did a whole interview with Caleb Canales. I put my arm around him, and he goes, I'm not Caleb Canales, dude. He goes, I'm a little bit taller. He did. I did a 5-minute thing, and he was really, really talking to me, saying, we got to do better. The defense was a problem in the second half, but I'm positive that I have the guys in the right direction, and next year we're going to do just well. It was weird sitting on the sidelines after being the interim coach last year, but that's just
I really
how it
hope
is.
we saved that video.
Oh, we will. I told them to do it up, but they didn't want to.
Wow, good job, PJ.
Yeah.
Way to spot him.
Do you want to tell them about our next interview? Mr. Rondé, not Barber, but Rondé.
Rondé Jefferson.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Funny story with him. I guess we can
Well,
recap on that later.
We'll talk about that. It's a little tease.
Oh,
Funny story
okay.
coming up. You like that?
Yeah.
Next on Portland Sports Beat. But we're going to send it over to PJ. So I think I'm going to get the shoe again because we're still track. Oh, we're going to go to the clip before PJ. So let me throw it to the clip. Oh.
Foster's Portland Sports Beat. I'm here with Rondé. Rondé, where are you from?
Chester, Pennsylvania.
So what's it like now that you're traveling around the U.S. on this basketball team? How's it different from Pennsylvania?
It's real different, you know, get to meet new people, travel across the world. It's a great experience.
So how has your game kind of like transformed now that you've come from a high school basketball team onto like a USAA team? Is your game a little bit different?
Yeah, you know, you got to sacrifice playing with the best players in the country, and you just got to accept it.
So let's see a little bit of your game. You want to show me a couple shots? What's your favorite shot?
I like to shoot at the elbows.
All right. Show me a good elbow. One dribble? Yeah, definitely. It's a perfect shot. Yeah, you have a really nice follow through.
Thank you very much. Just pass. Good shot.
So what's it like? I can see you're a left-handed player.
Yes.
So how does that kind of, when people match up to you, does it give you like a little bit of an edge?
Yes, because it's hard to stick left-handed players, you know. I got a little advantage at that, so I try to take as much advantage as I can.
So how would you take advantage of that on the court?
You know, give my usual pump fake, then one dribble to the basket, pull up.
Do you think players are used to seeing like a left-handed player, or do you think like when you first step out on the court, it's a little bit different and they kind of are taken aback?
Yeah, I'd say it's different when you get on the court. You know, pretty much like a thinking game, so it's who's ever 2 steps ahead.
Nice. So you're here in Portland. Do you know anything about Portland? Are you excited to play here?
Yes, I'm excited to play here. I don't know anything about Portland. Sure, some people out there that can tell me.
So Portland's a little weird. Do you have any like weird moves that you want to show us? Some little trick moves?
I don't know. I'll probably show you a little something. Just a little something.
If you want to, I just want to see your weirdest move because you are in the weirdest place in the U.S. Let's do it again. Do it again. Show me something weirder. That was weird. I'll give you that one. So, what's been the most exciting thing about being on this USA team?
You know, just playing with these guys. You know, they're the hardest working guys in the country, and they make you better every day on the court and off the court.
How has it improved your basketball game? You know, like being on the USA team, you get a little bit different feel for things.
Yeah, I would say it makes you play harder. You know, you can't take any plays off. You got to get back because you not only represent your high school or something that's local, you represent the country.
So what's it like performing in front of like these giant audiences?
It's pretty big, but you know, you try to block that out and just play your regular game and go hard.
All right, so you're talking about big audiences. What's your big finisher? So if you had 10 seconds left on the clock, had the ball, what would be like your big move?
Oh, you want me to show you?
Oh yeah.
10 seconds left on the clock. So, you need a 2 or 3.
A two. What?
Just stay here like this.
Oh, I can do that.
Facing that way. Face that way.
Face this way.
So I come down. I go off my ball screen.
Ah!
That's not how I do it.
One more.
Okay, I got my ball
Got a little
screen.
defense.
Oh.
Nice shot.
Great ball screen.
All right. So, I'm going to thank you for your time. Is there anything else that you want to add? Any, like, last comments? Kind of leave with the US of A?
We're going to bring back the W.
Bring back a W?
Yes.
Right in the weirdest city?
In the weirdest city.
All right. Thank you. This is Taylor Foster with Portland SportsBeat.
All right, and we're back.
We are.
Yes. Thank you, Taylor, for that amazing interview. I actually kind of saw a little love connection there.
There might have been. There might have been a little love
Yeah.
connection. Can you please elaborate for us?
Yeah, well, you know, I heard offset that Rondé actually pulled our beautiful Taylor aside and proposed.
Ooh. And what did she say? Did she say yes? Maybe?
We'll have to leave that up to her. I'm not gonna.
So she'll fill us in on the details. Is that what
Yeah.
you're telling us? Because I want to hear more of it.
I know. How romantic.
I did hear something about Twitter and stalker, Twitter, but that's all good stuff.
It's pretty romantic though, considering like, hey, interview. Oh, love connection. You know?
Yeah. Did you ever meet a guy like that?
No.
No.
Thanks for rubbing it in though.
No.
It's okay.
Oh, so you would like that? You interview a guy, he asks you for your number, he says, "Would you marry me?" Same thing.
I don't know if I'd say yes, but I would, you know, I wouldn't oppose to, you know, the action itself.
It's not that bad. Can I tell you what I would say? I'd say, "Where's the ring? Give me the ring, then we'll talk."
Yeah.
There's no ring. I'm not marrying
We need
you.
a close-up on Taylor's finger there to see if there's an actual ring.
Ooh, this is getting interesting.
I know. We just made this a soap
I
opera.
like this. So, do you want to introduce the next segment? Because we have a great interview coming.
It looks like we have some students from Wilson High School, right? Track team, Liberty and Wilson.
Yeah.
So there's two of them there. There is Tristan and Eli, who you introduced at the very beginning as well.
Okay, good.
And
thank you for pointing that out. It's going to be a great interview. PJ is going to do. Remember, PJ is the man that thought he saw a 6'3.5" Caleb Canales. And let me tell you what, it was one heck of an interview. You have to look at outtakes. It will probably be on PortlandSportsBeat.com where you can get more information. All right, but I'm going to throw the shoe because we're still in that track mood. Here it is. I don't know how the shoe keeps coming back, but
it's not even a track shoe.
it doesn't matter. You still need a shoe to run, don't you, and jump and do all the track and field stuff. So here we go. Over to PJ.
All right. Taylor's with me, and she's going to start out, so go ahead, Taylor.
First of all, there's no ring. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
But I did hear he has been on you on Twitter. Is that?
Yeah, it's like a direct message kind of thing. He gave me his number. He called me his wife. There hasn't been a wedding, so.
Should I get an RSVP? Should I save the date? One of those cards coming?
I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. So we have Liberty and Wilson track stars here. So why don't you go ahead and.
How about you guys introduce yourselves? So just give us your name, your school, and the events you do.
All right, I'm Eli Pecsoc, and I go to Liberty High School. I do high jump, 100-meter hurdles, triple jump, and shot put.
So doing a lot of events. How do you kind of train? How do you spend your time doing each individual event?
Well, my two main events are high jump and 100-meter hurdles. So I mainly focus on that, and then the shot put and triple jump are my fun events, so I just do that whenever I have time.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm Tristan Anastas, go to Wilson High School. I do high jump, long jump, 110-meter hurdles, and I've been trying pole vault, some other events, but they're not really, not that great at them.
You know, I did pole vault when I was in like junior high, and that was always the one that everyone's like, oh, that's the scariest event in the world, because you got this pole and it's bending and you're like still on the ground and you're just getting rocketed up. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
It's fun going up. It's coming down.
Have you done it yet where you go up but you don't make it all the way and you end up falling backwards?
Oh yeah, you go halfway up and then you have to like try to throw yourself onto the mat sideways, you know, not hit the.
That's a broken ankle waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that one sucks. Okay, so you guys were out at the Wilson track meet. Why don't you start out, Tristan? Kind of talk about how the event went.
It went pretty good. I did okay in high jump. I came in at 6.2, 6, and then I made 6.4. I won it. The long jump was actually pretty good. I PR'd. I got 20 feet 11. It was. I don't know, this is my first year doing it, so I mean it was a good mark to put up. I did okay in hurdles. It's never that great running at Wilson. They've got a nice headwind, you know. It's tough, but you know, it was good. It was a good meet.
So how about you? How did you were there also? How did your events go for you?
They went pretty good. I didn't PR in anything, but I got first in the high jump doing 5.5, which was a tie for my PR, so I was pretty happy with that. And then I had to literally run over to the hurdles, and I did my hurdle race, and I won that, so that was good. And the shot put, I threw over 30 feet, so I was happy with that. And then that was all my events for the day.
So, you know, you talk about that having to run from one event to the next. Is there more, you know, because like when you do the shot put, you do a throw and then everyone else throws and then you go back and do a throw. Is that how it goes usually?
Yes.
So are there times where you're doing stuff in between those throws and stuff?
Yeah, usually if I'm at shot put, I'll take my first 3 throws to see if I make it into finals. And after finals, I kind of have a little bit more time where I can check in and out and do what I need to do and then come back. So.
Yeah. So, you know, you talked about like PRing and those kind of things. What were your goals when you came into this year?
Definitely just PRing and everything. And for like the high jump, usually every season I'll PR by an inch. So it's like PR by more than an inch. And just really working on my technique and things like that to really make a difference.
So talk a little bit about the technique that you use for like high jump.
So for the high jump, a lot of the technique I use is actually in the approach, because that's what comes first. And so I try to work on my speed and the right distance and jumping up, and the rest just kind of happens.
So is it something that, you know, you watch film and you kind of critique yourself, or is there a coach kind of standing there, or do you know if you do something wrong?
My coach Jeremy is really helpful. He was a high jumper, so he gives a lot of corrections. A lot of it's like the same thing, I'm just not listening, but you know, he's pretty helpful.
So he has to kind of redo the same things over and over again?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, how about for you? How do you approach the high jump, and what are your techniques for what you do?
Well, like you said, a lot of, you know, going into it, if your approach isn't right, you know, your jump's not going to be good. But yeah, you know, watching a lot of video and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So we're talking about her coach. Do your coaches have a different coaching style for you and different tips that they give you?
Well, I have a coach, you know, Ken Dorsey. He's been pretty good. He wasn't a high jumper in high school, but he's been good with, you know, showing me good videos, you know, and telling me, you know, what to do, and sort of letting me learn it as I go, and you know, yeah, just being there to, you know, if something really goes wrong, to tell me what to do.
So is there like a mentality that you have going into it? How do you like mentally prepare for that certain event?
Well, you want to be really relaxed, you know, when you go into the approach, and yeah, just being comfortable is the, you know, most important thing. If you're all tight, you know, it's not good, or you won't have a good jump.
So you participate in multiple events. Do you have a different mentality for each event that you go into? Do you have like a different preparation for each?
Yeah, you know, for like long jump or something, you want to be really pumped up and like ready to go. But where high jump, sometimes if you're really pumped up and you're trying to push as hard as you can, you can hit the bar on the way up or something, and it doesn't go as well. You want to be, you know, collected but still powerful, the jump.
So when you talk about that relaxing, how do you differentiate from the long jump where you want to be all amped up and then being relaxed? What do you do to relax yourself?
Well, you know, you stand there, you know, you might jump up and down a few times to get your, you know, legs all pumped up, but then you just, you know, sit there, take a breath, think about the jump, and then you keep your mind clear as you go into the jump. So you don't want to really think about anything. There's not enough time to think about it as you're going over the bar or anything. Do you visualize before you do the jump? Yeah, you want to go through the, you know, think about your steps like 1, 2, 3, you know, you go to your turn, and then you think about it, you clear your mind, and you go for the jump. So coming back to maybe some of the other events you do, you know, you talked about long jump and shot put. Do you kind of have the same mentality going into those?
Definitely different events, different mentality. Like any long jump, triple jump, you want to be pumped up, like Tristan said. Shot put is like one of the most technical things I've ever done in my life. So you literally think about like 1,000 different things, and then you like forget 1,000 other things. And so the mentality is definitely different for each event.
So, you know, both of you are juniors. You guys have another year after this. So what do you use your junior year? Is it you're just trying to do the best you can, or do you have like bigger goals that you want to accomplish for next year? Why don't you go ahead and start?
This year, I'm just trying to do good enough so colleges might be looking at me. So then next year I can really put everything on the table, and then they'll like try to recruit me or something, because college track is something I definitely want to do in my future.
Have you been contacted by any schools yet?
Not really. I got like a couple letters, but nothing major.
So how do you think that process is going to go for you? Is that something that, are you like actively going to go out and try to do that, or is that something that schools just kind of start sending you letters?
I don't really know. Probably talk to my coach about it and see what they think. I don't really know how it works, so. Okay.
So Tristan, I know that you have been contacted by quite a few colleges. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I've gotten some letters, and then I got an email from, you know, some California schools at Berkeley, and it's really exciting. You know, you get an email and you're like, yeah, and you email them back, tell them like, oh yeah, my season's been going pretty good, you know. But I mean, it's tough. I know for college track at least, they don't give out too many scholarships. For track, they'll usually give like half scholarships or something, and so, you know, you want to go to the school that you really want to go to, but you also, if you know, you want some money to go to school too, so it's hard, you know.
So what schools are you kind of looking at?
I have no idea really. I want to go to a big school, but you know, I did some indoor meets up at UW, and that's it's a beautiful school and everything, and so I don't know. You know, if I go to a school and I really like it, then that's probably going to be the school I want to go to. You know.
So is that kind of how your junior year has been geared towards, is focusing in on that college aspect of it, or is it performing, you know, for your team or just for yourself?
No, I want to perform for my team. I know, like, the best thing about track, you know, you're all excited for it because you get to hang out with your friends all the time, you know, and you get to do what you really like. But then also, your junior year is really important for track because your senior year, it's in the spring, so it's hard to get college coaches interested if you put up your big mark, you know, the end of your senior year, where they've already gotten all their, you know, recruits. So the junior year is important for putting up your good marks, but then again, you know, you want to be part of your team and not be so self-involved.
So talking about team a little bit, you know, this is track is kind of a weird thing that you do sports, a lot of them individually, but it's still a team. There's a team score at the end. You go out with all of your teammates out there. So what is the dynamic between, you know, doing good for yourself as opposed to trying to do what's best for the team?
Well, if you do good for yourself, then you're going to do good for the team. So it's kind of like do good and it's good, do bad, and then it's not as good. So it's just really doing it for yourself, but also doing it for your team for extra motivation.
Was there any thoughts of like maybe trying to do a team event, like a relay or anything like that, so that you could have kind of that team aspect? or is that not kind of like what your skills are?
Well, I used to do relays my freshman year, but then I was not into that anymore. So yeah, but the relays are really fun because it actually is a team, and you have your group of girls or guys that you're really close with. So that's a good thing.
So how about for you, Tristan? When you go into a meet, is it more for your team or is it for yourself, or does it differentiate between each meet?
Usually, you know, like Eli said, if you do well, you're going to do well for your team. And sometimes, you know, the coach asked you, we don't have someone in this one event. Can you just, you know, get us points this one meet? And so sometimes you have to take out, you know, one of your fun events to do this for the team. But I mean, that's important. They're never going to ask you to take out, you know, your favorite event or something. But sometimes you got to do something for the team and get points at big meets. But yeah, anything that you do that's good, it's going to be good for the team. So.
All right. Well, we want to say thank you very much for coming in. Real quick, do you guys have any teammates or any coaches you want to say thanks to or anything like that?
Shout out to J-Dog and HCPB and Worky Poo, all my coaches.
Worky Poo?
Yeah.
Is there a story behind that?
Just a nickname.
All right. All right. How about you for you?
I don't know. I just want to thank all my coaches and everybody who helps me out, my parents, for getting me to the places I need to be and supporting me through.
All right. So I want to say thank you again, Tristan from Wilson, and Ellie. Do you ever go by Elizabeth or is it Eli? Is that how you are always?
Usually it's Elizabeth, unless there's another Elizabeth. Then it's Eli.
Oh, okay. So Elizabeth from
Liberty.
From Liberty. So thank you very much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to head back to Brad and Michelle.
All right, and we'd like to actually thank PJ and Taylor for the great interview.
2 great interviews.
2 great interviews, actually.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
And that was a really good one.
It was a really good one. And also, I'd like to thank our, well, go ahead and say it.
Might as well. Let's thank PJ Miller for doing a great job. Taylor Foster, Michelle Cruz, of course, Ryan Johnson and the whole crew. This is my favorite part of the show, when the credits come down on this beautiful face. That is horrible, but I understand you want to show Michelle Cruz. That's great. Also, special thanks to Coach Mckenzie, Jasmine Mckenzie, Tristan Anastas, and Eli Pecsoc.
Thank you all so much for being here.
Wonderful show. Do you have a quick little tease? We have 7 seconds. Do you want to talk about it real quick?
Yes. Next show, the Bolts. Watch it. Northwest Independent Baseball League. Watch that.
They'll be on. Bye.